What's up, everybody? This is Autopilot Beats. I had someone tell me I should make a video for someone that absolutely does not know how to use FL Studio. They got the program, but don't have a clue how to use it. So I figure I'll go ahead and just go step by step as to what you would do just to start off. Okay, so now you download the program. You heard about all the hype about it. Its popularity's gaining. They got so many people on YouTube, and they got different videos on how to go about doing it for beginners. So we're gonna pretend we're beginners. Well, no, y'all the beginners. I'm gonna go ahead and just go, from the beginning to end as best I can to y'all to show you what you would go about doing. So now you installed the program. You click it. You launch the program. Okay, so now we got FL Studio launched. What the hell are we looking at? What the fuck does all this mean? You're asking yourself. All right, before your mind explodes, the first thing you want to do, because I believe by default when you first install it, your sound driver is set to primary sound driver. So the first thing you want to do is go to options. Go to audio settings. Don't worry about all this other shit. One thing at a time. Audio settings. You see where it says primary sound driver? We need to change that. Now when you install FL Studio, there's an ASIO for all that comes in the package as well. That way you can record live data with a low latency using like your computer keyboard. I'm assuming you're just starting off, so you're using your computer keyboard to record in notes from instruments. Alright, so Dropbox, you go to ASIO for all. Okay, and when you go to ASIO for all, version 2, whatever version it is, they're all good. Excuse me. Go to show ASIO panel, and you want to make sure you set to whatever we could set it to high definition audio device. In y'all case, it would probably be a high definition audio device. Whatever you could hear the playback through, because you probably don't have a microphone interface or a USB mic yet. That was the case with me. I started off with a laptop. I just had a laptop, and out of boredom, I downloaded FL Studio. At that time, it was FL Studio 5 I downloaded, and I started tinkering with it, and looking up tutorials and all that. And before I knew it, I got to the level I'm at now, and that's been about 5 years ago. So I've really been going at it. All right, so I'm gonna go with my MXL because I need my commentary to record with what I'm about to show y'all. So in your case, you would put high definition audio, whatever it is that your speakers will play through the playback. All right, so now we got an audio set. All right, now on FL Studio 10, I noticed by default the Fruity limiter is set, the gain's set by like +6 or some shit. I'm not gonna go here just yet. I'm gonna one thing at a time. Okay, so you see right here, this little deal right here, it says pattern 1. Now if we click on one of these and we press one of the keys on our computer keyboard, you hear the notes playing, and it plays pretty much. It responds pretty much immediately. That's because ASIO for all is set, and it makes to where it doesn't take that long for the data to feed through your, to enter in through the keys and then feed back out to your speakers, so you can hear it through your headphones or your speakers. So we got that going on. Okay, that's pattern 1. So we're gonna leave this sitting right here. Next thing you want to realize, you see this little pattern icon and the song icon. All the pattern icon is, it just focuses on the pattern itself. So when you press play, it just works on the pattern. All right, it works on the pattern. And that way you can put multiple instruments in and just kind of build up a pattern. So we're gonna start with that. Okay, we're gonna mess with the pattern. All right. Now there's a browser of sounds that usually it comes in by default. So we're gonna go ahead and mess with that. And now you see how they got all this shit. You don't know what it means. We're one thing at a time. The next thing you want to know is where to get all the samples that are already preloaded in the installation. So we're gonna go to these icons right here. The icon we're looking for is this icon right here. It's the View Browser / Plugin Picker. You click that. There you go. Now Packs is where you would go next. Packs is where all the samples are. Now in this case, I got a shitload of samples because I bought the program after messing with the crack, and I realized, you know what, I have to buy the program. So I bought the program, the XXL bundle, and got a lot of samples and some synths. But we're gonna mess with some things. Okay, so my favorite, and it's used a lot in hip hop, is vintage. They use vintage. Now this is with the assumption you want to make rap beats or something. So I go to the vintage, and vintage is the stock 808 in FL Studio. You know, you got that bass. It's pretty basic. You know, you can arrow down and it plays the samples. And you got this right here. You know, I like to mix the VT SD with the clap, and that's usually what they do a lot in a lot of the hip hop commercial music you hear on the radio, especially the trap style beats that you hear from like Lex Luger, Super Producer, shit like that. Of course, he programs his to sound a certain way, you know. So you just mess around, but I'm not gonna make your heads explode. So now we see the browser. We're just gonna work with vintage only. Okay, so we got vintage. Let's drop into space. It's as simple as dragging and drop. Now you can drag over the pre-existing kick, which in this case everything that loaded in by default is more of a techno. It's more techno kit. So we're gonna replace this kick with the VT bass or VT BD. That way, now you see how the green light right here is like highlighted next to it. You press any key on your keyboard, it's gonna press. The notes will play. All right, let's say we want to record while we're in pattern mode. A little something. So what you would do, you press record. Now, when you do it for the first time, you're gonna have a dialog box that comes up. Within that dialog box, you want to click the button that says "Don't show this again," and at the top right of that dialog box, you just click X. And you don't want to click all those other options. Just don't even touch them, because you want to make it to where you speed through building beats. And it's the same also for vocal recording in my other tutorials. The same way. Okay. Now you could puzzle piece everything in and just keep listening to the playback, but I find it easier and quicker to do it the way I'm about to show y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these out. We're already on this right here. So next thing that's a help, you see this 1 2 3 icon, click on that. That's a countdown. It's like 1 2 3 4. By default it's set by 4x4 time. Pretty much all commercial music is 4x4 time, so it's like 1 2 3 4, and then you press the notes like you want. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. All right, now we got it going on. Here we go. 2 3 4. All right, we got that. See, the MIDI data is in. Now you unclick record. You press play while it's in pattern mode. Now you can make it to where everything lines up. You see this right here, this part right here where it says the snap. Now since you're a beginner, you want the snap to be set to line. I had it set on none because I record a lot. I haven't made beats in a while. Of course, I'm probably gonna be I'm gonna be going into beat mode again because of my AWeber internet marketing I'm doing. I mean my internet email marketing on the internet. So I'm gonna have to start creating more fresh beats again. But anyhow, we're gonna go ahead and make sure this snap is set to line. Now what this does, it's not really in position everything. So to make everything match up to the 130 beats per minute tempo, you would hold control. While holding control, you press Q. Q stands for quantize. Quantize means it lines it up to the graph. It lines it up. So this is what it sounds like on playback. Now, you would just rearrange the notes until it sounds right to you. Okay, now that I showed you that, I'm going to show you the manual way you can do it. I mean, like I said, this is faster for me to do it this way. It might be better for you to do it the manual way. So we're going to go ahead and undo all this. Usually Control Z takes it away, but in this case I did a few little things. So what I have to do is I have to go to Edit, Undo. Pretty much I keep clicking Edit till it goes away. Edit, undo, and edit, undo, edit, undo till all of it goes away. Now you can just press play, and this little box right here will make it like bigger. It'll make it to where you can do more note variation, and that's what this little box does right here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we'll go with 16. Well, you know what? I'm not even going to make it that much. We'll do it like this. We had a tempo of 130, and we're just going to kind of plug notes in. And you just kind of, all right, so you just kind of hit space bar, keep listening to the playback. You just got to keep listening to the playback. Now we could do it like this. Let's see. There we go. Now I'm not going to drop in no more samples. I just gave you an idea on the browser in the packs. I'm using Vintage. They're all samples. You can click through a whole bunch of different things. I got samples left and right. You just got to find samples and play with them. That's all you got to do. Alright, we're just going to mess with these. I'm not going to go too much into this browser. It's as simple as dragging and dropping. Just look for samples, listen to them, drag them, drop them. You can drop them into empty space. And you can take this. You can either drop them into this kind of gray empty space and it adds it. Or you can, take it and replace it, drop it right over, like so. Alright, so we got this going on. This is pattern mode. Now we're going to go ahead and mess with the clap. Then you want to kind of see if it's too soon. Then you can go ahead and make these hats kind of do, then you can kind of Now that's pretty basic right there. Now we're gonna add a piano into it just to give some kind of melody of some sort. You can add some kind of synth. Now in order to add, here's another little thing you can do. Now keep in mind we're still in pattern mode, okay? So we got pattern mode going on. So and this is pattern 1 as it shows right here. Now you could right click over either of these, and it doesn't matter which one, and you can either insert or replace. You got your oscillator, synthesizer. You can use it as a nice little bass line, but I'm not gonna go all there. One thing at a time. I'll let other tutorials out on the web teach you that, unless y'all ask me the question, and we'll see what I can do. We're just gonna work with FL keys, the basic piano, stock piano synth they have in FL Studio. Okay, so it's loading in all the key samples. So bam, and just mind the CPU fans right there. It's going haywire a little bit because I'm recording with Camtasia. Alright, so now that we got our keys going on right here. Now we're using our computer keyboard. Now, when I first began, I drew in the piano notes. So let's see. Alright, now you see how it sounds like that? It's all one note playing. Now you can change that. We'll just highlight the keys. Now you see these little icons right here? You got your little piano key right here, and you got right here this little graph editor. Graph editor, you can choose between velocities, pan, release, all that, but we're not going to go into that because you have no idea what that means. We're going to click on, so we click on piano. We're going to click on a little like keys icon. That it shows the different notes. You can just kind of, put a little random notes wherever they're highlighted. This is how I did it in the beginning. So we'll listen to the playback. All right, now we got this pattern going on. So what you want to do, you can go to song mode now. Now we got this. See, this is pattern 1. You go into song mode and you click on this pencil or paintbrush, doesn't matter. And pretty much the pattern we just built in pattern 1, because it says playlist pattern 1 right here, it'll show the MIDI data we just built up with all that stuff we just made. So you just kind of, with the snap being set to line, everything lines up accordingly. And we already got 21 seconds into this. Now, of course, it's very, monotonous. In the beginning, it'll kind of be that way. You want to try to make counter melodies, especially with piano, and counter drum sounds, and counter. You just want to make different variations. Now, in order to change your pattern the fast way, now you see how we in pattern 1 right here? Now we want to make a separate pattern. A clean slate pattern, basically, or we're going to go to pattern 2. To switch to pattern 2, you simply press F4, and your prompt to name pattern 2. Now you can either name it or just press enter, and it's pattern 2. Now you see in the playlist, it's playlist pattern 2. Now you have pattern 1 built up. You can click on this icon again. Now you have a clean slate for pattern 2. And for pattern 2, you can add another synth if you want. So like I said before, you can right click, go to insert, and let's go to a simple one. They have another one. We'll go to Sim Synth. That's one of the more basic ones. Let's see, it's in here somewhere. I gotta find it. Sim Synth. All right, Sim Synth is pretty basic. Nothing extravagant going on. Okay, now we got the Sim Synth going on, and we're just gonna go with the drawing in the data by hand. So we're gonna go with an 8 time. It stretches to 8 bars. I want to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's all it is. See how you got the color coded stripes? Well, it's 8 color coded stripes of data you could put in. So we got Sim Synth going on. You can click back to You can click back to pattern mode to hear just the Sim Synth pattern. Now it's playing. All you do is draw in some synth data. You draw all that in. And while you're on Sim Synth, go to the little keys thing. Alright, now we got a little Sim Synth going on. You stop, put it back on song mode. Now you're already in pattern 2. We drew into pattern 1. Alright, we're going to go let that play, and we're going to go ahead and click. Now this is pattern 2 right under pattern 1. Go ahead and feed it right on in. Alright, so we got that going on. So let's listen to the playback while it's in song mode. You can either press spacebar or you can click on play. Okay, so you get the idea behind that right there. So alright, so now we want to go into pattern 3. Like I Told you with pattern 2, you simply press F4. Now you're prompt to name pattern 3. You could either name it or press enter and it'll stay pattern 3. Now the playlist is named into pattern 3. You click this icon again. You're prompt for another clean slate of patterns. We're going to go ahead and put this on 8 as well. You know what? Better yet, we're going to make it 16. And I'm feeling like a timpani right now, so we're gonna go ahead and find a timpani within the browser. I believe they're in the drums, so let's go ahead and see if we can find anything in the drums. This is more like toms and so. You know what? We'll work with a tom. I'm feeling a tom. That sound right there. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and we're not really using this clap right here, so we're gonna go ahead and drop over that clap, and you just go to pattern mode, and while it's in pattern mode, just press play and just kind of draw in some tom note data. Let's see where we go with it. Now you hit that piano key while we're on there, and we just kind of randomize. Now, I'm just showing you some basic beginning stuff. Okay, now that we got that going on, press stop. Hit it in song mode. Now we're in pattern 3. We got pattern 2 on track 1, pattern 1 on track 1, pattern 2 on track 2. Now we're gonna go ahead and lay down pattern 3. Everything's in line, so it's gonna be lined up to the grid. So we're gonna go ahead and feed it in right here and go ahead and listen to the playback. Now you can either press space bar like this, space bar again to stop it, or you can press play by clicking on play. So on and so forth, and that's what you would go ahead and do. Now you hear how that SimSynth is really loud and predominant. You click on this icon. This is one way you can do it. I'm not going to show you the other ways yet. I just want you to take it one step at a time. You're going to get it. Alright, so we'll go click on this icon. We're on the SimSynth. You got your volume knob right here next to the SimSynth, and you got your pan left right knob. We want the SimSynth to be lower, so we'll go ahead and turn it down some, because it sounds very loud. Now you get it, so on and so forth. That's how you would go about, building your patterns up one at a time. Now this is just with the manual, putting in the note data and how I showed you using the icon right here, the piano icon. I'm not going to go into velocities and all that. You can go ahead and start tinkering with this and just kind of listen to the data as you're tinkering with it. Listen to the playback over and over again. You could do a lot of that on your own without having to feel like you have to turn to a video tutorial, which is nothing wrong with turning to video tutorials. Okay, so I'm just giving you some basic things to start on with, and then you can evolve yourself from there, but continue to learn from other people, and you'll be on your way to being a great producer with FL Studio. In this case, this is FL Studio 10 I'm using. Okay, so now that we covered this little basic deal, I want to cover a little bit about the mixer. Okay, when you're making beats, you want to separate everything to its own mixer track. Now there is like a quick way to do this. I forgot how to do it, so I'm gonna show y'all the slower way. There is like a way where you press certain keys all together and everything drops automatically into its own separate mixer track, but I forget how to do that, so we're gonna do it the way I know how to do it. So what you would do is you would click on whatever sample it is, and while that's highlighted, you hold Control, while holding Control, press L, and bam, the bass is in its own mixer track. So on and so forth. With FL keys, hold Control, press L. Excuse me, let me do this again. every now and then you have to actually click on the plugin itself, then hold Control, press L. Now that's on 6. SimSynth, where click on the plugin because everything's highlighted. That's the plugin thing with the piano. Control L. Tom. That's already on 2 because we replaced it over one of the other things. That's why it's already on 2. Or you can always just drag it down to 0 and then hold Control L again, and it'll name its channel, because I like it have it naming its channels. We go to the hat, Control L, snare, Control L, ride, Control L. Now everything that's on mixer track, you press spacebar. Now you can manipulate some things. You can add effects in the effects chain. You can use this effects chain, and you can add whatever effects you want. Delay effects, EQ. You can do compression. You can do, you know, soft clipping. You can do the reverb. You know, you just kind of mess around. You just test out. You just want to do a lot of trial and error, and you want to test out things, and you know, see what happens. And you know, you can also automate shit. You can automate tracks and all that, you know, by right clicking, create automation clip. I'm not gonna go there right now though. I just want y'all to take in this little bit I'm showing y'all right now before I go into actually doing recording what you know, data using either your keyboard or a MIDI controller. If you're really serious about trying to learn this, I recommend you buy a MIDI controller. Like, you can buy it, you know, you could buy it where it looks like a MPC drum pad, 16 pads controller. You can just plug it via USB, or you can buy it like a little piano keyboard. They got them ranging from 12 notes to 24 notes to 48 notes, or 48 keys. I mean, 12 keys, 24 keys, you know, whatever. You know, you can take it from there. I have a 88 key MIDI. You know, I really don't think it was necessary to buy that many keys. But I still make my beats with it, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so that's gonna conclude what I showed you so far. I'll see you on the next video for another take on FL Studio 10 for beginners. This is for people that have no clue as to where to start. So here, hopefully I gave you like a starting point, and y'all can take it from here and just continue to look up videos through me and through others. There's another great guy. He taught me NFX Beats. Search him on YouTube. He will teach you a lot of stuff. He's taught me a lot of stuff. And there's another guy named Ace Sphincter. Ace Sphincter with a P. Like, you put ACE and then Sphincter, like you're spanking this monkey or some shit. Great teacher. He teaches you a lot of stuff. So go from here and look them up, and they will teach you even more. I can teach you pretty much the same as well, but they've been in the FL Studio game longer than me. So, you know, all I ask is for y'all to comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.